G'day, my name's Rose. I'm one of our bird keepers here at Australia Zoo. Today we're down here at our wetlands and we're going to be talking about two of our beautiful Australian wetland species of birds, our Brolgas and Jabaroos, and some of the differences and similarities between those two. We've got Elvis and Ginger. These are our male and female Brolgas. You might notice they're named after famous singers and dancers from back in the day. Elvis is definitely the more outspoken of the couple. Ginger's a bit more quiet of the two. They're a bonded pair, so they do mate for life. They are very much in love. They are beautiful tall birds with long necks and long skinny legs. They've got that really distinctive red patch on their head that makes them quite distinct from other crane species. So this is JJ and Juliet, male and female black-necked stork, or commonly known as a Jabaroo. They're the only stork species found here in Australia, which makes them really special to us. They have that really beautiful, distinct silhouette that a stork usually has, which is a really nice, long, sharp beak, long, skinny legs, and a huge wingspan. So these guys' wingspans can get up to 2 meters long. They have that really gorgeous iridescence on their head. So when the sun hits them at just the right angle, you get some blues and some purples. It's really beautiful to see. They are typically found around the northeast of Australia, although you do find them a little bit further down south. You might find them in Victoria, similar to the Brolgas. Brolgas can be found around the northern areas of Australia, down a little bit into Victoria, but not so common in the south. These guys typically inhabit coastal floodplains. There are some threats for them in the wild. A lot of that is clearing of that really important coastal vegetation by waterways, often for agriculture, sometimes for human development. And like a lot of our wetlands birds, those human inhabitants can clear away what's important habitat, but also interact with them in ways that they wouldn't in the wild. Once they have chosen a mate, they have quite an elaborate dance ritual that they'll do for one another. That's not found in all species of cranes, but it is an amazing feature of the Brolgas. They might kind of pick at the bushes and throw their head back, do that really loud trumpeting call. It's so gorgeous. He's got such a strong personality. If you feed him a treat that he considers to be too tasty, he'll run over to Ginger and feed it to her and say she would like this more than I would, and he'll go for a big dance up and down the aviary, and it's just so lovely to witness, honestly. Their love for each other is it's really something else. They do mate for life. They'll have a series of clutches throughout their lifetime and stay with one another till death do they part. When they do lay a clutch of eggs, they make their nest quite close to the edges of rivers and wetlands, quite low to the ground. The parents will take care of them for around about a month or two, but before you know it, the bubs are running around doing their own thing. You might be able to see behind me that our Jabaroos have built their nest here in the middle of their water source. There are obviously no natural predators they have to worry about here at the zoo. They do feel nice and secure in that area, whereas in the wild, some of their natural predators include things like crocodiles, so they'll often build those nests really high up in trees instead so that they can stay out of reach of those predators. They are fantastic defensive parents, especially the males. They'll do a lot to protect their nests, and the young have quite a steep learning curve of how to be a Jabaroo. So they do take care of those young for quite a few months before they're mature enough to go out on their own in the wild. Some do mate for life, others don't, but these two are very much in love, just like Elvis and Ginger. Brolgas don't exhibit a large amount of sexual dimorphism. You can see a slight difference in size between the males and the females, and you also tend to see a slight size difference in a little fold of skin they have underneath their beak. It is slightly larger in the males, but apart from that, it's all kind of personality. So we get to tell the difference between Elvis and Ginger by those beautiful personality differences, but it is quite hard to tell them apart in the wild. In the case of our Jabaroos, the females have a really bright yellow eye with a pinpoint pupil in the middle, and the males have a dark brown, almost black eye. Brolgas are omnivorous, so they can eat a wide variety of foods, anything from tubers in the ground to fish, crustaceans, grasses, all sorts of things. They are not considered threatened in the wild, which is an amazing thing about them, but they are near threatened in certain areas of Australia, especially down in the south in Victoria. So we need to keep on top of that and make sure that they don't dip below that level that we want them to be at. Our Jabaroos eat primarily fish and crustaceans, occasionally eels. They are carnivorous birds, which technically means they're a bird of prey, which is a cool fact about them, even though they don't have the typical raptor characteristics. They use that really long, strong beak to crush up their food as well. They don't actually have voice boxes, which is a key defining characteristic that separates storks from cranes. A really cool way that they communicate is using the chattering of their beak and the flapping of their wings. These guys are considered threatened in the wild. We need to do some serious work to bring their populations back up to scratch. They rely really heavily on coastal ecosystems to make their nests in, to find their food in and raise their young. And the best thing we can do is make sure that we're protecting their habitat. Thank you so much for joining us down here at the wetlands today, guys. Keep an eye out for these iconic species next time you're here at the zoo, and I'll catch you next time.
Watch out! Whoa, 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 whoa. Danger, danger, danger. I thought you clicked on that. Now, whatever you do, don't click on it. That's danger, remember? No clicking, no clicking.